morning, guys. Rick Shaw here on the 28th of February, 2022, last day of the month. I see on the 1st of March, every place around all the areas are going to go to the level 1, which is the least restrictive. Don't know why it just doesn't go down to 0 and just open this thing back up. You know, these PCR tests, they're given these false positives. They're still people. Now they say, oh yeah, you got these people. You know, there's some are critically sick and some, some are mild, blah, blah, blah. How did they get a flu to last so long? You know, this is nothing new. You know, the year before this thing started, 3 years ago, whatever, a bunch more people died of the FLU than what did in all the COVID. So, and these tests too, they already know. I mean, they're coming out. World leaders are even coming out. Look at that Johnson guy. He come out and said, oh yeah, the PCR is just 94% false positives and all this baloney. And that's what they use here, and you can't go anywhere. And I still look at how they used to swab you way in the back of the head. That's the dangerous thing. Now they poke it in your nose. I'm watching them. They showed on the TV these little kids, and they're ringing this thing around their nose. What are they doing? What are they doing that? If this thing's so damn contagious, why don't they just touch it on a wet spot and they got it? They got to ream it around on you like that. It just seems really ridiculous. But it's supposed to be down to a level 1 now, whatever the heck that means. You have to look it up, I guess. But just really crazy. I had live the other day. We had a pretty good conversation going. Can't really talk to folks. Don't have a laptop for the Spotify or not the Spotify, whatever, StreamYard or whatever. But still goes along pretty good. There's pretty good lives. Everybody gets engaged. That's kind of nice. And we were talking a little bit. We talked about a lot of stuff, but we were talking a little bit about this thing going on in the Ukraine. But here's the deal, guys. The thing that's got my spidey senses up on this whole deal is who's against him. You got mainstream media in the U.S. is dead set against him, and them guys. You got Hillary. You got Biden. You got all these Pelosi. You got all these ones, against this guy. Well, if you don't see that they're against you, those people, then you're not really paying attention. But if they're against him, all I can say, guys, I'm for him. I'm starting to do my best to read between the lines. There is a lot of stuff going on where they're showing, these attacks and all this stuff, and it's stock footage, it's old stuff, and there's people actually finding it. And then you get some people say, well, I know somebody over there, it's in real bad trouble and stuff like that. Well, I'm hearing a lot of stuff out of there too where it's not as bad as they say. I'm understanding that. Good morning. Good morning. I'm understanding that they're going in after these CIA funded biolabs, which is great. Super. Get them all. Bomb the heck out of all of them. Burn them up with fire is what I say. I don't care whose they are or where they are. But see, this is the bad thing is it's all our tax dollars going for funding all this crap. You got all that money funneling through NASA. You think how much money they spend on this NASA all the time. And they can't even do a real good job on their green screen stuff. They better pay a little bit more money and get some good Hollywood people in there. But I think that's just nothing but a big slush fund is all it is. But oh well, I was kind of happy this morning. Had water today. Hey, and I was real happy about that. Yesterday when kids and I were out for a walk, we were going by the tank there, and you could hear that it was getting empty again. I'm like, oh crap. And I didn't hear no water going into it. I thought, oh, we won't have water in the morning, but they must have filled it. I don't think their thing they fixed in there is working. I really don't. Even though it's working up there, we don't have the pressure we've had in the past. I think this float thing that supposedly they put in there, I think what happens is it's not filling the tank all the way full. Wherever they put it inside the tank. I saw a guy climbing up through the top doing something in there, but it's definitely not working properly. And it's just only going to get worse, you know, as these houses come online. If these people think this is going to be okay, you know, they look at me like I'm some kind of a nut, you know. And I just want water. I just want some decent water pressure. We had it in Carmona, and those people ran a real nice ship over there. Here, it's just like they're hillbillies, and they just don't give a dang. You know, that lady's place over there, you know, it's a mess. You know, it's real piggy. I don't think I'm a member of the homeowners association here. I seriously doubt it, because they don't call me when there's any kind of vote on anything. They don't want nothing to do with me. They actually don't call a bunch of us guys down here. So we're in phase 2. So I guess we're second class homeowners. Yeah, I even ask them, hey, what's the deal here? Am I in the homeowners? Do I got to sign something or join, or what do I got to do to be in the homeowner? Oh no, sir, you just have to own a house. Well, why didn't you call me for this vote? Oh, sorry. That's a pet answer here. Sorry, they're so sorry. They should have been a Chinese laundry. Oh, sorry, no taking no laundry. So sorry. You know, these people here. But we are having a pretty good overcast day today, and the way the clouds are moving, they're heading up towards the northwest, slow moving. My little baby kind of disappeared on me. I wasn't watching her. Oh well. Morning.
Good morning.
Hey. But there she is. She just sort of pops up. She gets in that tall grass over there and you can't find her. But she's doing really good. I got to keep her from chasing. She doesn't chase all the motorcycles, but there's a couple people. I don't know if she likes them or what. The foreman over here. I don't know why. Every time he goes by on a bike, she chases him. And he's on different bikes, different times. You know, he's got I think he uses the guy's bikes when he moves around, because he's always on a different bike. But she always chases him. And other guys go by, she don't bother him. She just doesn't bother him. And the other guy she chases is the water guy. And I think she's chasing after the tricycle because it's different guys. You know, it's the waterman's tricycle, but it depends on which guy's doing the delivery in here. And but she chases that one all the time. I don't know why. But she's getting a lot better. If I holler at her, she'll quit pretty quick. So she's getting better and better every day. She's learning something new, and she's learning what I want out of her. And I really like the fact that she's really alert, even at night. You know, if somebody walks, like the security guards go walking by, they do patrols through here every hour or so, which is kind of cool. And they don't always have their flashlight on, but she knows. She gets up and she doesn't bark, but she just does that hum and growl like that. And it's like, this is so cool. So cool. And I'm upstairs sleeping. She's not allowed upstairs, but she'll come up, jump up on the bed and go look out the window and whine a little bit. And then I'll go look, and you'll see him walking by. And I'm like, oh, good girl. You know, she's very alert. Her ears are starting to get to where they're pointing up a little bit. They're a little bit floppy yet. But her older brother that our friend has, his were floppy too, and now that he's getting bigger, and he's really big now, they're pointy, they're sharp, and he's another real smart, alert dog. And so we're still ecstatic that we got her. But this day is nice. The weather is completely neutral. I don't feel hot. I don't feel cold. We got a little bit of a breeze. I was out earlier. I actually did a vlog a little bit earlier, but it was much windier, and I forgot to put the fuzzy muff on, and there was so much wind noise. I said, screw that, and I just deleted that one and started this one. But we're getting a lot of these houses up here yet. We got tomorrow's our payday. Of course, it won't get it till the next day or so, but we're definitely gonna be doing a trip. My wife has really been looking at all these resorts to go to. Grandma's here with us, so we'll go with take Grandma with us and probably pack a big lunch or something. We don't know if we'll stay overnight or not, but since everything's going down to level 1, they're probably going to drop a lot of stuff. They dropped it at the malls, asking for the jab card. That's gone right now, and I don't know how it is if you go up towards Manila or anything, but they're dropping the stuff here, and it was I think a lot of it was half-hearted attempts anyway by these security guys. I don't think they want to do it. I'm seeing so many people here. They're just fed up with the masks and all that. There's no more shields anymore. You don't have to wear those anywhere that I've seen. Now, I did see somebody, one of the vloggers said that they went to a hospital and they required it at the hospital, which, hey, don't eat that. Don't eat that. Get out. These guys throw their wrappers and food wrappers and stuff, and she's eating them. Now she's pooping paper. I wish they could just not throw their, see how this is? They said they were going to take care of this. Look at this. They said, oh yeah, sir, we're going to have the people come in here and we're going to fix it all up. Then I had to holler at the kids. See, that's steel. The kids fall down on that, they're cut. Those edges are sharp on there. The glass is still there. Look at this stinking ass pile we got. They promised they were going to get this cleaned up. This is nothing that they can use. This is garbage. And they just throw their garbage in there. Where else? They don't have any bin or anything. And this is how Demeterland runs their sites, guys. This is the company that I bought my house from. This is what they do. They're from what I can see, they're hillbillies. They're just stinking hillbillies. Beverly hillbillies maybe, but all the garbage just goes around, and I don't really blame the construction workers that much because they don't supply them with a dumpster or something where they can get rid of this. I'd be happy if they burn a lot of this stuff. Just get it out of here. But they had to holler at the boys yesterday because they were running through this stuff again, and they're going to step in a nail. They're going to be stepping in a nail if they keep going on this stuff. I'm trying to keep them on the street, but when you got two young rambunctious boys, it's tough. And it's just like the dog. They get out of your sight real quick. But this to me is just absolutely ridiculous. I wish they'd just clean all this garbage up. Now we got tile in here. They fall down. Look at this. You fall down on top of that, it's going to be nasty. It's going to be very nasty. Morning.
Morning.
And this here. Hey, come on, chicks. This, steel here. But that's, Demeterland, this is just their bag. They don't seem to really care that this place is a crap hole. And I know they don't because they bring the new owners in and drive right past all this stuff. And it's like, no problem. It's okay. We run a slumlord type building operation, but don't worry. Everything will be fine. And they have not told any of these new people that are coming in that there's no water. I told this guy here, and he made provisions on his own for electric for a pump and a place for a tank. But these other people, the ones down there, when they brought them in the van, I went, hey, are you the owner? Oh, yes, sir, I'm the owner. Did they tell you that there's no water here? Oh, no, sir. Nobody told me anything. And I went up to the Demeterland guy. I'm like, hey, pal, why aren't you disclosing this to these people? Why are you hiding this? They already bought the house. Give them a chance to get a tank in there. Make provisions for a tank, and a pump. And you're not doing it. And then they got to run extension cords and hammer holes in walls to get to the water. This is what I don't understand about this company. There's a bunch of young kids in the office, and they're just not thinking. Maybe when they get 15, 20 years on them, they'll be a little bit better at their job. But right now, my goodness, just absolutely a horrible outfit. I love the workers that come in here. They're all pretty stand-up, hard-working men. But the people in the office, punks, all of them. They're just not. They don't know what they're doing, or either that, or they just don't care what they're doing. For you to run it. If I was from the office and I came down here and saw this crap like this, I'd be raising hell to somebody. You know, and me telling them, look at that, me telling them, this is right outside my door, guys. Me telling them to clean it up. Oh yes, sir, we're gonna open up a guy out there. That was last week. I'm gonna have a guy right out there. He's gonna fix it all up for you. Yes, sir. He. Just dial BR 549. You know, this is what you got with these people. I hope you don't mind me ranking on these guys anymore. But man, I got to live with this crap. I never thought in a million years I was going to live in such a slum. You know, I thought, wow, we got this beautiful house. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be able to take hot showers, and I'm going to do all this, that, and the other. And don't do what I did, guys. Morning. But definitely don't do what I do. You ask, if you're getting somebody to build you one in one of these kind of places like this, ask a million questions. You know, just constantly be on them, you know. And if they're doing custom homes like this, one thing I would absolutely 100% recommend is get the insulation from the roof. Have them get put the insulation, because it's so loud upstairs. But I would also recommend, you know, with us, it was the convid, so we couldn't do it. But I would also recommend you show up on the job site. If you're renting a place, live real close to where the build is and be there every day and get on them. You know, get on. Like here, I was looking up rebar, and I looked in some of the holes here, and I know how to follow plans, and I know how to do that. I worked in construction a long time. And I even went and told the guy, I said, hey, the Philippines has a code on how you're supposed to do your rebar for your big, I call them like the big pillows that are down in the ground on this post and beam, and how they're supposed to tie that in. And they didn't do it that way. It was not tied in. That thing can settle inside that pillow because it wasn't tied on properly. And I told the foreman, now these other guys that are doing the houses over there, it's a different crew. But I went in, I jumped right down in the hole. I'm looking at it, and they did it just like on the pictures. You can go right on the website and see how it's going to be. So if you're getting a house done and they're doing this, I would recommend that you go to these websites and you look at how it's supposed to be done. And when these guys are bending this steel, make sure they're bending it properly. You know, these ones that wrap around, you know, on these uprights that they do, you can't see it because I'm too far now. But they're not supposed to just be a ring around there. They're supposed to be a ring around where they pass it and then bend it to a 45 and head it in so far, so many inches. It's right there in the Philippine code. And I did not see that on any of these houses here. None of them. Not a single one of them that was done. And I mentioned it to the foreman. And he's, you okay? You know, so I would be on all that stuff. And another thing I don't see them do when they're doing the floors. I've seen guys do concrete floors, and they pour the concrete, and then they get in there with a metal hook and they pull the rebar up. They don't do that here. I haven't seen them do that yet. You know, and I've seen places here that are not that old, you know, under 10 years old, where the second floor ceiling is completely, the rebar starts to rust. Well, when it rusts, it expands, and you would see all the concrete just blowing down because they didn't pull it up. They didn't pull it up into the middle of the floor. They left it sit on the bottom when they poured the concrete. They need to get hooks in there. So you got to watch that. If you're getting a house built, you got to watch for that, because that is really important, you know. Now, the one place over there, I saw them when they were doing the second, they had these little things that was holding it up on the second floor. So they had it up towards the center where it should be. A little bit low of center, but you know, I was looking at that saying, yeah, that's going to work. And they bucketed in so they're not like knocking all these things out. So that stayed up nice and high. But I've seen it when we were in Carmona. Most of those houses over there, the rebar was only this far, and then as it rusted, it just busted out pieces, and you could see the rebar in the ceiling. And now it's exposed to the atmosphere and really going to rust. So you have to look at all that. You have to watch everything. It's just like my windows when I put them in. They leaked. These things are just basically sitting there, and then they caulked them. I think they got 4 screws holding this one big window in right there. And, you know, that would have been something I would have been on. You know, I would have liked to got some shutters on here. And would have liked to have done a lot of things different. But like I say, it wasn't here. It wasn't here. I still like the house. I like the design of it and everything, like that. They do got the septic fixed up good now. We left an access over by the wall there. It was not done properly in the first place, and now we're in good shape. I do dump that stuff down in the septic system. They have a brand here. It's not Ridex, but it's a green frog brand or something like that. Lazada sells it. And then every couple months you throw one of these little bags. I don't throw the bag in and flush it right away. I throw it in the toilet until the bag melts, and then I'll flush her down. And I do that every month or so. So try to keep that septic clean and running good, so we don't back up or anything. But I'm real happy that that's working really good. We had them do some concrete. I told you we had the concrete done there, and we had a little concrete thing done here. This thing, what we're still planning, and my wife's she's really wanting to get it done quickly, is the awning here. I was wanting to wait until, here's going to be a big wall. They're going to be a firewall, just like on my house, and it's going to be tight up against here. So that's going to keep any rain from coming out, and to me, that's fine with me. That is absolutely 100% fine with me. And then we'll be able to, where the front of the house is, where the opening is right there, we could probably put a little window frame thing in there. And my wife wanted to put a little plant thing there, but I want to bring a roof out. I want to go from there, where my camera is, and I'd like to bring it all the way out to here, all the way here, and just put it like a corrugated roof, probably steel frame. Might have to do it myself. I don't know. I don't want to do the concrete one. And then I'd also like to close that laundry room in, put some windows in there and a roof. Probably do that out of metal also, and make it strong enough I can put a tank up there. It doesn't have to be a huge tank, but maybe 80-gallon, something like that, or 100-gallon, and set it up on top there, and then have my pump pumping into that. And at least when the water completely quits, we'll have water downstairs, or the pump can pump it upstairs also. We'll have a little bit of water. But as it goes right now, you never know here how much you're going to get. So you guys coming here, I know there's going to be lots of you coming. I'm hearing more and more you guys saying, yeah, you'll be coming in March, April, May, like that. And guys coming here to retire, and you want to do a house, just make sure you're on them. I watched that Sunshine Shoulders guy, the house he did for like $1 million, 22,000 or something like that. And to me, looks like a great house. My plan for here was to do this one, and then this will go to probably Dorothy or Maddie. We want to get each kid a house set up, and then what I want to do for my actual retirement house is get a one-story. I want a one-story with a porch all the way around. I have the design of exactly what I want already, and just a one-bedroom. You know what I mean? I want it to be small, but I want to have a outside man cave, even if I have a separate garage. Something that's separate that I can go out and put all my junk in and make that big enough. Probably at least as big as the house. But the house don't need to be big and fancy, because when we leave here and give it to the kids, they'll get the fridge, the stove, and everything like that. Just everything will stay. We'll just start over again. And we won't need such big stuff. Now I got a big fridge and everything because of the kids and everything. I just hope the good Lord lets me live long enough that I can watch them grow, and this New World Order crap doesn't come in, and China doesn't attack. It's just so much stuff going on in this world right now. You'd have never thunk it. You know what I mean? You'd have never believed all this baloney would have been going on. But we're here, guys. And the funny thing was, I was watching this from years ago and telling people, and I even had guys give me tinfoil hat awards, and that'll never happen. It'll never happen here, boy. Yeah, well, guys, it's done happened. I saw a really cool thing on there that said, if you ever wondered what you'd have done back in the 30s Eastern Europe. Now you know. Now you know exactly what you've done, because look what's happening to a lot of people. Go to the COVID vaccine injury site on Telegram. You'll be shocked. And go and listen to some of what these doctors are saying and what they're seeing. You're going to be shocked, guys. I mean, it's unbelievable how many every day comes out, and with stuff, and you're not seeing it in these old people. No. You're seeing it in young and now little tiny babies. So scary stuff. I'm telling you that. So, but I'm gonna let you go. It is actually kind of a nice day. I'm liking it, even though it's a little cloudy. Back east up quite a bit. I've been able to stretch it out every night. Stretching out on the bed, and it seemed to be easing up a little bit, even though we got kind of a low pressure cell coming through. I see that south of us, they're really getting, they're really in a rain thing, and you can see that's where the storm's coming from. But according to the map, it looked like it was coming from the northeast, but these clouds are going to the northeast, so that's kind of weird. So I'm gonna let you go, and this is Rickshaw out.